Hi, it's Ryoichi. This is my vlog to practice my English and record my daily activity. So I'm a PhD student in Japan, and also right now I'm a visiting researcher in Australia. This vlog is for recording my daily activity in Australia. Yes, and I'm a researcher and a PhD student. And also today is November 29th. So in Japan, 29th uh, and November. So November is 1-1, right? So in Japanese, EE. Each means like one, so EE. So EE is a good. And 29th, 22 is a ni. And 9 is 2. So niku. Niku is a meat. So good meat day today, by the way. Yeah. And I worked. Uh, I started to work at 9:30 a.m. and I finished my work at 4, I don't know, 5 p.m. Then I went to go shop. I went shopping and I read the paper and I returned to home and now I had I had dinner and I had a English lesson and now so recently I how to say my lifestyle is like uh, this that so I wake up at 8 to 10, so depend on the day or depend on the how to say tired or before yesterday's day activity level. So, oops, I didn't take time or but like yeah, I don't know, but from now, so I yeah, and so and start my work and 10 a.m. and I work 2 hours. Then I take a break, 30 minutes break. So 2 hours work, 30 minutes break, and 2 hours work and 30 minutes break, and then 22 hours work. So I mean, so normally I think that 6 hours work is best for me. I think so 6 hours and 1 hour break. In fact, so like the totally the 7 hours I'm in the uh, office. But recently, this is my style from the last month, I think. But now after of day work, I'm going to the gym to work out for one 1 hour half or 2 hours. Then I return to the office and I read some uh, new article. I mean that the latest article about the conscious studies or developmental studies, because in fact, these 2 months I'm doing the revise, I'm revision paper and Libatal for review, and in fact, I'm conducting the analysis in 2 months. So I can't read the papers or including the latest or older one. Just I was searching the how to analyze the data or how to do simulations. So in the paper or in the book or in the home pages something. So uh, so I'm confused about because I'm a psychologist and I'm a developmental psychologist, but I I didn't read the paper about the developmental psychology or write this research article. Just I'm searching, I'm looking the simulation. So like the data analysis. Yeah, I think this how to say this time or that time is important for me because in fact for early career researchers or like us or psychologists, I think we should do almost as all of research works, like the yeah. So reading the papers or writing the paper is important, right? This is a normal for I think all researchers, but also we should do the we should we should be able to or something. We should do the analysis or the right. And in fact, so for appropriate experiment or appropriate research, we should not the how to say incorrect or like the uh, what's I forget the real one like the after of hypothesis thinking before after, sorry I forget why. So I mean that normally we should set the hypothesis before of conducting the experiment, right? Because we searched the previous researches and we found the problem of the previous research. Then we to overcome the issue or problem, we conduct the experiment or research. So before of the experiment, we should have the hypothesis. But from now or older research view that the what to say the story of the research is more important was more important than the correct way to how to say correct way to sorry way doing research correctly. I mean that in fact, yeah, for a good or for appropriate science, so we should do the previous research and hypothesis and experiment and result and discussion. This is a how to say appropriate story or small story, right? But the before or ordered view is that the result. Then they set the hypothesis, right? But you know what I mean, right? Yeah. So after of checking the result, then if this result will happen, uh, the the hypothesis A is good for this reason, for this result. So after seeing the result, they set the hypothesis. It is congruent with to the result. This is a hypothesis after thinking. Sorry, I forget that real name, but I think and nowadays this thing for research is not good because this is not difficult because I think and this is also the issue of generation. I think the uh, more than 50 years old researchers or senior researchers think the story is important for research, even if the hypothesis they set before the experiment is different from the after of experiment because yeah they think that the story is important, but now these view is not good because after thinking after hypothesis is sorry sorry after of experiment then how to say yeah if right sorry right there so for example we choose the analysis how way to analysis right if the two group if we want to compare two groups like the mean mean how to say mean performance or something we use the t test or if we want to compare the groups we will use the ANOVA right uh, but so why we use this t-test and ANOVA because we think or before uh, we set what we want to see or what we want to do analyze the something. So we sorry so there is a set between the analysis and hypothesis, right? So if we want to see which hypothesis is good or bad, then we will make the experiment design and we will do this analysis to examine the hypothesis. So hypothesis and hypothesis, experimental design, and analysis is how to say how to say is combined is good or like the sorry yeah but with I don't know the hypothesis, but uh, all people use the ANOVA and t-test, so I don't know the detail of the analysis, but I try to ANOVA to compare the data, but in fact we don't know, we don't have the hypothesis, and then even this the statistical analysis is like the using the probability or something, right? So we set the p-value 0.05 or something. And also, this is all for the hypothesis test for hypothesis. We choose the 0.05. But there is no hypothesis. The 0.05 is not uh, no meaning, right? So if we use the like the p-value or effect size or something, we before of analysis, we should choose the sample size and hypothesis, and then if then we want to examine these hypotheses, we will choose which analysis is good for our hypothesis. We will think, and then we will choose the analysis plan. Then uh, after of setting the hypothesis and experimental design and this analysis plan, then we will do the main experiment, and we will do analysis, and we will see the result, regardless of the uh, result is congruent to hypothesis or not, because this part is in discussion, not the introduction, right? So I think the time scale or process of research is important, right? These like the correct appropriate time scale, and we should write the paper according to or based on this process. Yeah. So sorry, I forget the theme of my discussion now. I forget, sorry, but yeah. So the now I'm saying how to say, I prefer that the appropriate research, the way of research. Yeah. So sorry, I forget that why was the start point of this my talk. Sorry, but and also it takes more than 10 minutes. So I will finish today's vlog. Yes, thank you for listening.